There are a few things that if you focus on them, they are going to really help with accelerating the growth of your YouTube channel. We are going to get in all of those details in this video coming up. What is going on, guys? Marc Guberti here, and this is the channel for authors, YouTubers, and podcasters who are looking to accelerate their brands. If you want more videos of this nature, definitely make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a future video or live stream. But when it comes to growing your YouTube channel, how do we do it? How do we get this growth? And only recently have I really seen the growth accelerate to a point where I'm gaining 50% or more views, subscribers, impressions, minutes watched, month over month. And this growth shows no signs of stopping. And it's because of a few things I was very intentional with that I'm going to share with you guys in this video. The big thing for me and the big thing for any YouTuber who is looking to really accelerate is to recognize what you can control and what you cannot control. You cannot control if the YouTube algorithm is going to just suddenly pick you up, suddenly love you, and suddenly get you thousands of extra views. That's something that there's a little bit of luck involved. There's definitely skill, but there's also a little bit of luck involved with it. The way that you increase your chances are things that you can control. You can control how you promote your videos to your audience. Being able to tell all of your social media followers that you've come out with a new video, because if you start driving traction to your videos, YouTube is going to notice, and then they're going to see not only is this person gaining traction, but you're also boosting minutes watched, you're also boosting retention rate, you're also boosting all these different things that keep people on YouTube longer. So YouTube will decide, let's push this creator's videos up in our algorithm and give this guy a chance. So that's the key with YouTube success. Focus on what you can control. And not only can you control how you promote your videos, but you can also control what keywords you want to rank for. While there is, you don't have as much control if, YouTube just suddenly pushes your video everywhere. You can control when that moment comes, when YouTube decides we're going to give this creator a shot, we're going to push your videos out more and more and more. You can decide in advance what keywords you want YouTube to be pushing you out for. And the way you do that is through keyword research before you come out with the videos. When I started my YouTube channel, and for several years, I would just create videos based on whatever felt like it made the most sense. It was a gut feeling that this idea was going to gain traction with my audience. But you can't go by gut feeling on YouTube when it comes to the video ideas. You have to go by the numbers. You have to go by what keywords have high demand but low supply of videos. And I use a tool called vidIQ to figure out what are those keywords that do allow me to rank my videos in better positions. Because if you pick the right keyword or the wrong keyword, that can literally be the difference between not getting any traction in YouTube's algorithm and being able to expand through the YouTube algorithm. And once you pick that keyword and you have your video idea, you're using that keyword in your title, you're filling them up in your description, you're working it organically. You're not listing the keyword like it's a common spam practice, especially back in the day when all this was new, but people would just list the keyword over and over again. So if your keyword is YouTube marketing, then you had people back in the day who they would do YouTube marketing and just copy and paste that word 100 times in the description. That's not how it works anymore, but you can, in effect, put it in the description. You can work it in the description. I do recommend even taking a look at this video's description, because you will see a bunch of different keywords in there based on what I'm trying to rank for on YouTube. And you will see this with other content creators who are crushing it on YouTube, because they recognize you have to do the initial momentum to spread the word and use your platform to give YouTube more traffic. But once YouTube sees that you have potential and they want to promote you more, they're going to promote you in those areas, those keywords that you select in advance. And when that happens, you want to make sure you have selected keywords that give you a better chance of standing out in the YouTube algorithm. So the main message for this part of the video, rather than focus on things like hopefully YouTube will pick me up someday and just spread my videos and I'll go viral, focus on what you can control to gain that initial momentum. And then eventually, if you stay consistent, YouTube will recognize your efforts and they will start to give you more exposure on their platform. But what is it that we actually focus on for YouTube to say, okay, we're going to give this creator a chance? And a lot of people just think about views. Views are a good thing to look at. The more views that your videos have, obviously that's social proof. That's going to get more people engaged with your videos, but it's not just how many views a video has. Two of the more important metrics that you need to look at from a viewer standpoint are watch time and audience retention rate. So if one of your videos is able to get like 10 minutes of watch time, then that's going to be something YouTube is inclined to promote harder, because 10 minutes of watch time for you means someone was on YouTube for an extra 10 minutes. So YouTube's going to give preference to the video that can give them an average of 10 minutes of watch time versus the video that's only going to give them 1 minute of watch time. So that's why I've made it a point to make my videos at least 10 minutes. I don't always do that, but it is something I try to do to not just give you guys more value, but I do want that extra watch time. It is something a lot of creators go after. And rather than just fill the video with fluff, I just add extra content into it so there's a reason for the viewer to keep going. Which then speaks to the next important point, which is retention rate. If you produce a 1 hour long video and you only get people to watch 10 minutes of that video, we are looking at a 16% retention rate, which is really bad on YouTube standards. So the good retention rate, you want to go for at least 30%, 35% is pretty average. And if you get your videos to like above 40%, those are the ones you want to rewatch and pay attention to. Maybe you did extra editing, maybe you had a script, maybe you sounded better, like whatever it is, you want to look at the ones that have 40% or higher retention rates and see what you did right in those videos so you can incorporate them into future videos. So the reason that retention rate is important is because you have, again, that hour-long video, someone only stays for 10 minutes. That's telling YouTube that, you know, people aren't sticking around. But if you do a 15-minute video and people stick around for 10 minutes, even though it's the same watch time for both videos, that indication of 66% retention rate in the 15-minute example shows to YouTube this creator does a really great job at keeping people on his videos. Let's promote more of this creator's videos, because if this person can get a 66% retention rate on one video, then future videos this creator comes out with are probably going to have something like that. Now, a 66% retention rate is insane. That's like such a good, like, you should rewatch that video again and again if you get something to 66% with retention rate, because that is very hard to achieve. But it speaks to this idea where you don't want to produce longer videos just for the watch time if you have low retention rates, because then YouTube's going to look for that video that may be a little shorter but have a higher retention rate. Or they may look for another hour-long video that has that 30 to 40% retention rate instead of yours with the 16% retention rate. So another key thing to understand here is that YouTube isn't out of options. YouTube has so many videos that they can show to their viewers. So it's not just a matter of being good. It's thinking about how many videos are in your space and recognizing that if you don't have the numbers, if you don't have the watch time, if you don't have the retention rate, if you don't have the click-through rate, which we're going to get to right after this point, then why would YouTube promote your video versus promoting a video that has more watch time, has a better audience retention rate, and has that better click-through rate? So even if you pick a keyword where you're not facing as much competition, there's still going to be competition there. And if you do pick a keyword that has absolutely no competition, then likely that keyword also doesn't have too much demand. So you do want to make sure you are picking the right keywords, but also setting up your videos for success, because there are so many creators competing for watch time, and YouTube is going to pick the one that is in their best interest. So you want to do everything you can in your videos to make them that great experience for your audience. Now, I know one thing I mentioned just recently was the click-through rate, and really mastering this part of my YouTube channel and still growing on it, because you can always improve, has been a major catalyst in the growth my channel has received. So a big thing that I did not take too seriously until recently was thumbnails, and looking into my data to see which thumbnails were working. So for a really long time, I had around a 2.5 to 3% click-through rate, which is nothing special in YouTube. I mean, for every 100 people who see your impression, 3 people are going to click on it. And again, why would YouTube show that video when they could just pull from their ginormous content library to find a video in your niche, similar content material with a 7% click-through rate and with a higher retention rate? So you do want to think, how can I make my videos an edge above the competition? So with the click-through rate, title matters when it comes to getting more clicks, but the thumbnail is the most important part when it comes to boosting your click-through rate. And if you don't have a thumbnail yet that you feel like you can go to get a consistent 4% click-through rate, 5% click-through rate, even higher than that, then I recommend just experimenting with the thumbnails. Never use the thumbnail that YouTube gives you, because that is definitely not going to be the best play to grow your YouTube channel. I like to create my thumbnails through Canva, and then I will look into the data of each of my videos. I actually do this several times each day because I really want to see what is working. So based on like the color of the background, the color of the text, the picture of me that shows up in the video, all these different things affect the click-through rate. So when I see a video that has under 4% click-through rate now, I say, something's wrong with this thumbnail, something's wrong with this title, I need to fix this. And I will always fix the thumbnail first, because that's going to be the biggest thing that indicates whether someone's going to click or not. And if something has higher than a 6% click-through rate, I'm like, okay, this thumbnail's great, this title is great, let me look for patterns. So after a lot of trial and error, I settled on a thumbnail that you see for a lot of my self-publishing videos that does get a high click-through rate. And since then, I've taken my channel from struggling to stay around 2.5 to 3% click-through rate to now being a consistent 4% click-through rate all across the board. And that includes all of the older videos that just aren't as optimized for the thumbnails. Now you can go back once you have a working thumbnail and make changes to your past content so that now they have better thumbnails and they are better set up to get more clicks. And the reason it's so important to get people to click on your videos is because YouTube only makes money when someone clicks on your video and sees the ad. If someone scrolls and then scrolls past your video, YouTube does not make money from that impression. So that's why it's very important for you to figure out what thumbnail style works for you. Just experiment on Canva. Look to see what are some of the other videos in your niche. Like, what are those videos using for their thumbnails? What type of patterns are they using? And then look into your own data to see which thumbnails are working the best for you. And then one final thing that's been helping me more with my YouTube channel is just uploading more content. Now, you don't want to rush into uploading more content, because if you upload a bunch of unoptimized content that does not get properly promoted, then it doesn't matter how many videos you create. I mean, I created videos every day for a whole month a few years back, and while that did a little good for me, it didn't give me the traction I was expecting, because at this time, I didn't know how to properly optimize my videos using the resources like vidIQ and TubeBuddy that I now currently use. So Once you do video uploads every week and you start to see traction and you start to see YouTube's algorithm kicking in even slightly, that's when you should think about upping your frequency. Right now, I do 3 videos and a live stream each week because that is what helps my channel grow. I may even do 5 videos each week if I see that is something that helps my channel grow. So what you want to think about doing is, how can I increase my upload frequency? And part of that challenge is, again, making sure you have a working formula so you're not just putting in all these hours and it's not getting you anywhere. And part of the getting the retention rate is going to be better editing. So not only are you going to be creating more videos, but you're going to be doing more editing as well. The way that you succeed on YouTube ultimately is by taking it seriously. And this channel will help you with growing on YouTube, growing your podcast, and growing your self-publishing brand. So if you do want more videos like that, definitely make sure you subscribe. We have another video that you might find very useful. But until next time, dream big, achieve greatness, and unlock your potential today.